Welcome back to the Sharing Secrets channel. I would like to start off with a quick PSA. In my opinion, I think we have the best channel on YouTube, giving you guys hot and spicy content every single time. But I need to know, what are your opinions? I want to make this channel the best channel on YouTube. So if you have any recommendations or any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Please like and share the videos, subscribe, leave comments. Even if you want to rate the video, please leave the rating in the comments. This helps out the channel so much. It shows YouTube that we are an active channel. You know, it's so hard to grow a channel, and I need to know that you guys are enjoying the content in this channel. It also gives me motivation to put out more videos. If you have a story you want featured in our channel, please me an email at sharingsecretschannel@gmail.com. So, back to business. Tonight's story is about a husband who brung his best friend / co-worker into his house. Well, his wife and his friend eventually hooked up. The husband stumbles upon an intimate moment between them. That's where he had his first actual voyager moment. How would he deal with his emotions of watching his wife with another man? Will he interrupt and cause a scene? Let's find out. So, grab your partner, grab your wine, dim the lights, and enjoy the story. Tonight's episode is called I Caught My Wife with My Coworker Bestfriend.
I had gone to the store that evening thinking it would be a simple, mundane errand. Pick up a bottle of wine to accompany dinner, maybe grab a loaf of bread if the bakery was still open. I had no reason to think anything would be out of the ordinary. Yet even as I walked the aisles, I couldn't shake a quiet, inexplicable tension humming in my chest. Perhaps it was the way my wife had smiled at me over breakfast, lingering a beat too long, or the way James had laughed too easily at one of my jokes during the week. Something was different, though I told myself it was nothing. I lingered in the wine section longer than I intended. I found myself studying the bottles, reading labels I already knew by heart, trying to focus on the task. But my mind kept circling back to them. The thought of James, our friend, our occasional dinner guest, the man who had come to feel almost like part of the household, and my wife alone together for even a few minutes sent a strange, shivery anticipation through me. I shook my head and told myself it was ridiculous. Nothing was happening. By the time I returned home, the sun had dipped low behind the trees, painting the living room in a warm amber glow. The house was quieter than I expected. Usually I would hear her humming in the kitchen or James chatting softly, but tonight there was only silence. I set the bags down on the counter and stepped further inside. That's when I noticed it, the faintest creak from the bedroom, a subtle movement behind the slightly ajar door. My pulse stuttered, a knot tightening in my stomach. I should have knocked or called out, asserted myself. But I didn't. I froze, my hand hovering over the door frame. My breath caught somewhere between curiosity and dread. Inside, they were there, not fully aware of me. My wife, the woman I had thought I knew in every way, standing just inches from James. Her hair fell in soft waves over her shoulder, brushing the line of his chest as they faced each other. James's hands hovered near hers, careful, tentative, like he was reading an unspoken language between them. My heart hammered. I should have turned and left. I should have interrupted, told myself that what I was seeing wasn't real, but some deep, unnameable part of me rooted me to the spot, pressing me silently against the wall as I watched. Their eyes met, and I saw it there. Hesitation, longing, the thrill of something forbidden. My wife's lips parted slightly as if to speak, but no words came. James leaned in closer, and her hands found his shoulders, trembling ever so slightly. My chest tightened, a strange combination of jealousy and fascination swirling through me. I realized then that I was breathing shallowly, my mind caught in a whirlwind I didn't fully understand. I had never imagined myself watching this scene unfold, and yet here I was, captivated. The subtle movement of her body leaning into his, the tilt of his head as he held her gaze. It was intimate, almost tender, and impossible to look away from. Time stretched, each second a drawn-out thrill. I could hear her soft inhale, the barely audible shift of her weight against him, the quiet exhale that followed. The room felt charged, electric in a way that made my skin tingle. I didn't feel anger or betrayal in the way I expected. Instead, I felt a magnetic pull, an intense curiosity that I couldn't name. I told myself to stop, to turn away, but my body betrayed me. I sank lower against the wall, keeping to the shadows, letting my eyes drink in every subtle detail. The way she bit her lip, the way James's hand brushed against hers, the way the light caught the glint in her eyes. Each tiny gesture, each fleeting expression made my chest ache in a way I hadn't anticipated. I felt an almost reverent awe. She was revealing herself in a way I had never seen, and it wasn't shameful, it was alive. Watching her like this, vulnerable yet confident, exploring some hidden corner of herself, filled me with a dizzying, strange pleasure. And James, my friend, my coworker, was a part of it, yet somehow not a threat. They weren't replacing me. They were opening a window I had never known existed. I found my thoughts drifting, imagining the subtle sounds, the quiet touches, the small shifts in the air between them. I felt a heat rising, not from anger, not from fear, but from fascination and a slow, creeping desire. I was discovering parts of her and parts of myself that I had never acknowledged. I was learning what it felt like to watch, to witness without interfering, to let the moment exist solely for me to observe. Minutes stretched into something timeless. I counted my breaths, held my stomach taut, trying to process the strange cocktail of feelings roiling inside me. There was jealousy, yes, but it was soft, almost benign, overlaid with curiosity, wonder, and something that felt dangerously like longing. I wanted to see more, to understand more, to watch her unfold in ways I could never coax from her in everyday life. That's when James helped take off her shirt, revealing her chest. Seeing James' eyes open up made me realize how perfect her breasts really are. Seeing her voluntarily kneel in front of him and perform an action I only seen her perform on me made me nearly explode in my pants. As I witnessed how passionate she was and how James took charge, it made me feel all types of emotions. But I couldn't help to keep watching. This is something I never in a million years would have thought I would enjoyed. But I did. When they finally drew back, their eyes locking into each other's gaze, I felt a quiet exhale escape me, a breath I hadn't realized I had been holding. My body felt alive in a way that was almost intoxicating. My mind stretched tight between guilt and exhilaration. They had not seen me, and that fact made the secret all the sweeter. I was the silent witness to something intensely personal, something I couldn't have imagined enjoying. And yet here I was, fully absorbed, fully awake. The glow of the bedroom light spilled across the hallway as they stepped back from each other. I waited, hidden, my chest still tight, my pulse echoing in my ears. They left the room, laughter soft, voices casual again, and I could have walked away, returned to my own space, pretended nothing had happened, but I didn't. I lingered, savoring the awareness that I had glimpsed something forbidden and beautiful, that I had been allowed to feel something I had never allowed myself to feel before. By the time I finally moved, the tension in my body lingered, like an electric hum that refused to fade. I returned the wine to the counter, set down the bread, and went about my evening with a quiet, secret smile. I knew deep in my chest that this would not be the last time I watched, that the image of them together would visit me again and again, igniting the same mixture of curiosity and desire. It didn't feel like betrayal, it was discovery, and discovery, I realized, was a dangerous, intoxicating thing. We continued to have dinner. I drank a lot of wine. Thoughts in my head were fighting on whether I should expose the truth of what I saw. But I couldn't wait until later that night when I could release all the sexual energy I suddenly built up and reclaim my wife.
Well, that's the end of tonight's episode. Did you guys enjoy this story? If you guys want more details, or a follow-up to this couple's new exciting journey, let me know in the comments. Just write more. Please don't forget to like the video and please subscribe. The more subs this channel gets, the more videos I will put out. Thanks for listening and see you on the next spicy episode.